So this is a fairly simple question, however marked as hard. So I need to process the string with special operation. So I'm given a string S consisting of lowercase English characters from A to Z, and I've got three special characters, one being the multiplication symbol followed by a hash and a modulo. And I'm also given an integer k. So a multiplication symbol means I need to remove the last character from the result. A modulo means I need to duplicate the result and append it, and a hash symbol, and a modulo means I need to reverse the result. So I need to return the kth character. So over here my example is I've got A followed by hash, B, modulo, and then comes star. So when I iterate from left to right, so I got A, so I put my result as A. Then I got a hash. In case of a hash, I duplicate the current result, so I do it double A. Then I get a B, put it simply as B. Then I receive a modulo. In case of modulo, I reverse the result, so my result turns out to be BAA. Post that, I get a asterisk symbol, so that is I need to remove the last character. So I'm left with B and A, and I need to return the element at the kth position. So this is 0 and 1. So I'll be going ahead to return A. Now the constraints for this are pretty tight. So what they say is basically my s dot length will be of order 10 raised to the powered 5. In that case, we can't go ahead and create the string each time. So what we do, we break the problem into three steps. Okay, so my first one would be basically to find the length of the string. Okay, so assume if I have got A, B, C. So I've got A, B, C hash. So when I go from left to right, I got A followed by AB, then ABC, and then it's a hash. That means I need to duplicate it and append it. So this becomes ABC. Now assume my K is 4. In that case, so initially my length was 1, 2, 3, and then comes 6. So when I start iterating from right to left, I first guess this hash. So my length was 6 and my K was 4. So to go back to the previous step, since my length had been doubled due to a hash, I do L is equal to L by 2. This turns out to be 3. Okay. So now if I do indexing of these, so I need to return B as my result. And over here, B can also be found at index 1. So what I do my K as K minus L. So my K would be 4 minus 3. This turns out to be 1. So again, since this is a regular character, we simply do L minus minus. So my L is equal to 2 and my K stays at 1. And when we are about to do L minus minus again, that is L is equal to 1 and K is equal to 1, we see that this character would be responsible for my answer. So hence this would be the step. So for K, so I would say that if my s of I is equal to a hash symbol, then I do L is equal to L minus 2, and my K, if my K is greater than equal to L, then I do K minus L. Otherwise I simply put K is equal to K, since if my K would have been 0 over here, okay, this 0, then it is not necessary to do, this would be K minus L, that is 0 minus 3. This is minus 3. This is not required. That is why over here this if statement is written. So we have handled the hash symbol. Now let us come to the asterisk symbol. So we have got A, B, C followed by an asterisk. So I got A, then comes I'm iterating from left to right. So I got A, B, A, B, C, and an asterisk means simply removing the last character. So this will become B. So my length is 1, 2, this is 3, and this is back to 2. Okay, so what I do, and my k assume would be 3. Okay, not 3 because that won't be feasible since my k at the end would be 2. So let us assume my k as 1. Okay, so when I start from right to left, so I see, when I start from right to left, I see my first character as this star symbol. So what I do, my L was initially set to 2. Since I have deleted, since this star symbol causes deletion, when I go back, I do L is equal to L plus 1. So this becomes 3. And my K remains as it is. K is equal to 1, K is equal to 1. Since this is a regular character, I do L minus minus. That is due to C, one length was incremented by 1, and when going back, I'll do L minus minus. So this L is equal to 2 and my K is equal to 1. When I go back, my L is equal to 1 and K is equal to 1. That is, I stop here since this character would have been responsible. So star symbol is fairly simple. Now I have got the symbol for modulo. Okay, so I've got A, B, C followed by modulo. This is A, B, A, B, C, and then comes A, B, C. A modulo operator means I need to reverse the digits. So this becomes C, B, A. Assuming my K was at index 0. Okay, so when I go from left to right, my length was 1, my length was 2. This becomes 3. Oh, sorry, I have written it multiple times. So this would be CBA due to a modulo operator, and the length remains same. So now when I iterate from right to left back again, so what I can see, I need to return the element at the 0th index. So this is my element at the 0th index. So when I go back, so my K over here was 0, but over here in my answer, my K, this is at index 2 and this one is at index 0. So what I can see, my K would be L minus K minus 1. Okay, so over here my L is 3, so this would be 3 minus, and my K was 0, this is minus 1, this is 2. Okay, and when I go one step back, my L is equal to 2 and K is equal to 2. That is, my C was responsible for this answer. So yes, now I'll code. So I convert the string S into a vector of characters. So I say let characters a vector of character. This is equal to S dot characters and collect. So this line over here converts the string into a vector of characters so that individual characters can be accessed by index. Now I do let n is equal to characters dot length. Following that, I create a mutable variable L of type I64 which is set to 0. Now I start iterating over character. So for and ch, that belongs to characters. So if my character is equal to this is an asterisk. So what I will do is, so I'll explain over here. So if I get a star symbol, I remove the last character. So over here I'm calculating the length. So if my length is already greater than 0, in that case I do length minus minus. Okay, so after reaching this if case, if I do an else if, wherein if my character is a hash, so in that case, a hash meaning duplicate the current result, that is double in size. So my L will be equal to L multiplied by 2. Okay, now my third case, if my character is a modulo, So a modulo means that is a reverse, that is the list is reversed. So in that case I don't increment the size of my L. Now my final case, when I get characters from A to Z, I do L plus equal to 1. So after coming out from this loop, I've obtained the length of my given string after doing all these iterations or changes over here. Now if my k is greater than L, in that case I return a dot. Okay, that is k is out of bounds. Next I start iterating from the right. So I create a variable k. Okay, now I do for I in, I start from the right, so 0 to n, and this would be in reverse order. So I say let character is equal to characters of I. So if my character is a star symbol, in that case star symbol means that we need to remove the character. So while coming back I need to increment, that is L plus equal to 1. Okay, now my else if condition, if my character is a hash symbol. Okay, so in the hash, as we have already seen, we need to append it. Okay, we need to increase the size. So while coming back, on our way back, we do L is equal to L by 2. So this is L is equal to L by 2. And another thing is, if my k is greater than L, then only I do my k is equal to k minus L. Okay, now my next else if condition would be, if my character is a modulo. Okay, so if my character is a modulo, in that case my k changes from k is equal to L minus k minus 1 as shown previously. And else, if I get a character from A to Z, I simply do L is equal to L minus 1. In all these cases I need to keep a check that is my k equal to L. If this is true, I return my character, otherwise I return this dot.